Welcome, this is Fall Damage 3 and 2, and this is a sample playthrough of my map, The Mystery of the Redmoore Mansion, or the Redmoore Mansion Mystery rather. It is a brand new map that I've released. It came out yesterday, and it is a murder mystery adventure map. I think I have night vision. I should clear that. There we go. It is a murder mystery randomly generated horror haunted house map, and it is well, there's thousands upon thousands of lines of code for this game, so it's pretty complicated. So I've decided that instead of making people read all of this information that's in here, which you still should, but there is a TLDR in the lobby. Collect all items hidden randomly on the map, use information from gathered evidence and observation of the paranormal activity to determine the identity of the killer and learn about the ghost. The ghost will react to their favorite lure items and reveal their identity. They will also react if you hold an item pointing to their true cause of death. Survive the ghost's attempt to kill you. Locate the haunted room and perform a banishing ritual, answering the ghost's questions correctly. This is literally a TLDR of what you need to do. All of the details is in there, but I'm going to try to play through as best as I can to show you in practice a couple of these things. There's the rules that I've added quite recently, and rule number 1 is do not give up easily. You will not defeat the ghost on your first try. I cannot stress enough how crucial and important understanding this point is. This game has a learning curve. You will definitely not win the first time around. But because it's randomly generated, you can play it over and over again. It's going to be different every time, and you can have a lot of fun actually mastering the art of getting the ghost out of this mansion. Let me start this contract so I can talk while I'm doing the things that needs to be done. Remember that every time you start a new contract, the game will be different. Very important. People keep not realizing this. In my many years as a ghost investigator, blah blah blah. And now the details that I've learned so far is this. This is the main story of this particular map, particular contract. The head of the family was Lord Gilbert, who lived there alongside his wife Bertha, 2 children, Mabel and John, rumored to organize secret cult meetings, and was frequently visited by his health-sent nemesis, a famous writer, Nell Fawcett. The house's day-to-day business was handled by concierge Tom Johnson. That's a name. Let's get out of this awful rain. Before I get out of this awful rain, I will take a minute to look at what these items do. Talk to the ghost enables you to talk to the ghost. If you just right-click, you will talk to the ghost, and if the ghost is nearby, it's gonna get angrier. If you shift right-click, so I hold on shift and right-click, you can see that I spoke in bold, which means I shouted at the ghost. Go back to the land of the dead. This can temporarily banish the ghost if the ghost isn't too angry enough, but it works only once if it's successful, because I can scream. Okay, there's a cooldown on it though. Your throat hurts from all the shouting, but I should do it soon. Maybe not. Well, it comes back. And that's if the ghost is not angry enough. So you'll learn that by the music. If it's aggressive, then the ghost is not going to be able to be banished like this, and it's also temporary. Ritual chalk. Okay, this is dangerous out here. But ritual chalk. What is my video settings? I'm gonna go on full brightness for the sake of the video here for you guys to see. The ritual chalk. You can just right click to put an X on the ground. This does absolutely nothing. This is just for you to mark whatever you want to mark. If the room has something in it, mark it. Or doesn't have anything in it, mark it. You are playing with your friends and you've checked something and you don't know if your friends know about this, mark it. Just use it however you deemed feasible. Shift right clicking it. It's not a good idea to do this, but I'm going to do this just to show you. Shift right click will start a ritual, and you can see the ghost's anger. The XP bar just rose into like 2 lit up bars, or 4 I guess. because that's what happens when you try to summon it. But of course this area does not seem to be especially haunted. The ghost is inside this mansion. The mansion, in one of the rooms, which are randomly generated, chosen from a pool of options. So you don't know where it is, you don't know what kind of room is the ghost in. The vitamins is the third item on my hotbar. It will allow me to just right click to take some vitamins and see items nearby. I obviously did not see any items, so I'm gonna try that again later. I could shift right click, which will do the same thing, but it also regenerates some of my hearts. That can work only once, because the idea is you take all of the vitamins and they're gone. So I don't want to do that, because I'm not going to be able to show you what it does when it succeeds. So I'm going to do that later inside. The journal, extremely important, because this is where all of the things are. First of all, your name. Second of all, the story that was generated. It takes 2 pages. So if you want to remember what it is, you can find it in here. Then there's a to-do list. So the 4 objectives that you need to complete in order to get rid of the ghost. Find out the room, find out the identity of the ghost, find out how the ghost died, find out who was responsible. So if you do all of that, you will be able to successfully get rid of the ghost, which I might show in this video. Maybe I will fail, maybe I won't. We shall see. Evidence found so far. You could click here to review all the letters that you found and all the alibis that you found. So there's 10 pieces of evidence. First 6 are letters. The next 4 are alibis. I can click them right now, but I have no alibis found because I haven't found any, because I haven't gone inside. And then towards the end from here, there's a page for each member of the family or extended family. So this is blank now, but as soon as I find one of these evidences, this is going to fill in with information. So far there's some basic information that you get from the main story, but that's it. And page 12, give up. You could give up, and if you're stuck or if you don't have time to complete or whatever happens, you can give up to return to lobby and then generate the game anew so that it's different. I don't know why you would want to do that. Maybe it's something that you want to do. Notebook is just for notes. Don't sign it because you might want to use it. There is a couple things that are noteworthy of worth, like writing down. Maybe you found what the murder weapon is. It's one of the things. Find out how they died, and just so you don't forget, you can put it in the notepad here, and just use it later when the ghost actually questions you about what was the true event that happened in the past. I think that's it from the inventory. Let's use this mansion key, open this door and get inside. So the door will close behind us. I certainly hope that this wasn't too loud. I might make it a little bit more quiet, because I do wish my yeah, there was something over there on the top of the stairs, but you've missed it and I've missed it. These candles, they can be lit. They can also be extinguished. If you open the window, candles nearby. Oh, ghost. Thank you. Oh, I just went all the way upstairs. Okay. Yeah, I passed out and I woke up in a different room. So let me go back to the actual lobby where I was. I've started the game with a ghost immediately angry because I've made this ritual outside. That's not a smart thing to do, but I needed to show you. Okay, so this is the main hall. The main hall is going to be always roughly the same, or exactly the same, but each of these hallways have multiple rooms in them, and these rooms will be different every time. Like this aviary, for instance. It's not going to be here always, but this time around it is, and I've again missed some time. That is very curious. This is supposed to be like a pretty rare event, but it keeps happening. Oh, ooh, look at this evidence. So I'm not going to pick it up just yet. I want to show you how the vitamins work. So if I take vitamins, I focus, and as you can see, I see it. I got teleported again. Oh, I found another one over there too in the Great Hall. I've just missed it. Yeah, so whenever you use vitamins successfully and you find an item, you can kind of see it through the wall. It has a radius of about 10 blocks around you. So this one was close enough and this one was close enough. So I can now pick it up. I could pick it up earlier, but you know, I just wanted to show you how to look for them if you cannot find them easily. So I used it. You can see that my XP bar went from 6 lit up parts to 4, because evidence can soothe the ghost if the ghost's anger level is odd. Or odd, because I see this as 2, not 4. So the previous was 3. So I guess that's the odd I'm looking for. But let's read this. This is one of the evidence that I found. This is an article about Lord Gilbert Redmoore. It describes him as a regal presence. This is important. Fond of preserves. This is important. And with a peculiar taste in shrubs. This is important. A fine, astute gentleman, which is important, sometimes described as a little impolite. This is important. The author is confused by the facts that he had a hard head, important, and was very fond of insects. Important. All of these things are important for finding out information about the ghost and the killer and the murder. So let's go one by one. A regal presence is his general description that could be used in one of the alibis, and you need to look back at who was a regal presence, and you will be able to find it here. Fond of preserves. Oh god. Loud. Fond of preserves. Which means it's going to react to jam. I don't have jam yet, but I'm going to have jam soon. And with a peculiar taste in shrubs, which is potted plants. So these are the lure items that they interact with. Remember, in the TLDR, I've talked about lure items. This is the lure items. So if you put down preserves and shrubs and the ghost actually walks by and destroys them, it means that it was Lord Gilbert, if he does both of these. The relation between who it is and what they like is randomly generated every time, so it's not a set in stone rule that the Lord is going to like these two things. It's different every time. A fine astute gentleman, so if he's astute, I think that he will actually use more sophisticated methods of murder if he's the killer. So he's not going to bludgeon somebody to death. He's probably going to poison somebody to death. Unless I've managed to get this all like around. You need to look at these adjectives and decide if they're more likely to be sneaky or blunt about what they're doing. Sometimes described as a little impolite. This is another piece of information that could be used in an alibi later. Somebody might be impolite, and you'll have to refer back to Lord Gilbert. The author is confused by the facts that he had a hard head and was very fond of insects. These are immunities. If, let's say, Lord Gilbert is actually the victim of the murder, not the killer, we can eliminate 2... There's the ghost just done something over there by the door. We can eliminate 2 options out of like the possible causes of death. If he had a hard head, he wouldn't have died of bludgeoning, and was very fond of insects, he wouldn't have died of a scorpion bite. So if these 2 are possible causes of deaths, because they're also selected from a pool of options, so not all of the causes of death are in play every time you play. But if these 2 would be in play, and we figured out that Lord Gilbert was the victim, we could eliminate these 2 from possible options. All of this, of course, is put into our notebook right here. Regal presence, astute but impolite, loved preserves, was into shrubs, had a hard head, was very fond of insects. All of this information that I just mentioned is mentioned also here. So let's figure out what this other item is. Just so you know, I will most definitely die because I'm spending way too much time lingering. Oh, this is a mask. Perfect. Spooky, says Fall Damage 2 and 2. Possible cause of death discovered. It's an eerie mask, and it indicates death by fear. So this is one of the sneaky ways to kill somebody. So these are possible causes of death. If I hold them in my hand and they are the true causes of death, the supernatural phenomenons in the mansion will happen more often. And also, if I decide to lie down in a bed with it, it's possible. Hello. It's possible that I will actually end up in a nightmare of the victim, which I honestly don't want to do because it's fun and I don't want to spoil in the playthrough. So I'm gonna try to figure it out without using that thing. But maybe I should, because technically there is multiple possible mini games kind of situations in the nightmare, and they're all different from one another. So maybe at one point in the future I'm gonna make an additional video about those for people who want to see them, but I don't want to include that in this general tutorial. Right, I found the dollhouse, and the dolls are one of the lure items. It's the first one I found. So let me look at this evidence. Maybe I'm gonna find something that actually relates to the dolls. No, this is a letter from Tom Johnson to his niece concerning Lady Bertha, the Lord's wife, affinity to flora and portraits, a lovely woman, very passionate, boastful, and very peculiar about windows, so immune to falling to her death, had very tough skin, so immune to stabbing. There's multiple phrases used to describe different invulnerabilities, so it's, yeah, you're gonna have to, hello, I don't like this. The ghost is very nearby and it keeps opening the doors. Let's see that this letter. Okay, this is better. There's a crumpled letter from Nell Fawcett to Lord Redmoore complimenting Mabel Redmoore. The heir to the family fortune is described as a joy to spend time with. Important. Very brave amateur of Marmalade who weirdly wore a neck brace due to spine problems that's immune to strangling, and was basically born in a bathtub that's immune to drowning. They mentioned Mabel could try and be less dogmatic at times when arguing about puppets. So Mabel was into puppets. The doll is a puppet, so if I put this doll down, which I can do just like that on most surfaces, if the ghost would go close to it and interact with it, it would be destroyed. Only ghosts who could do that are the ghosts who were into puppets in their life. So Mabel is the first one that we found so far that was into puppets, because her parents, Lady Bertha and Lord Gilbert, were not into puppets. Only Bertha. Okay, this is like the one room that we found. Let's go into this creepy bathroom, and I could use vitamins again here and still find absolutely nothing. Light. If there's nothing in here, then there's probably nothing in here. So I'm going to. Oh, I found something over there, but I guess I know what this is. So I checked both of these rooms. So I'm going to use the X to mark them. You don't have to use the X this way, but I will. The ghost is at half anger. I am so dead. I am absolutely freaking dead. So I guess I will. This is going to be a failed attempt for sure, but that is fine. I passed out again. That is fine because I'm going to show you the basic mechanics anyway, so it's okay. Oh, another possible murder weapon. Glass shard seems to have come from a broken window, and it indicates, where is it? It's very, yeah, indicates falling. So we know somebody who's immune to falling. Because Lady Bertha was peculiar about windows. So we know that Lady Bertha did not die by falling, but the falling is on the table. We will see. There is not enough evidence in our pocket yet to start figuring out basically anything. Oh, key. Keys are important. This is a mossy key, which is great. We're gonna go back down to the garden then. The keys are the keys to locked areas. There's 3 locked areas. There's the garden, which we just found a key for. There's the basement, and there is the attic. And just like the dolls were the item station for the general area, each of the locked areas have their own item stations for the lure items, so that the ghosts can interact with them to figure out who the ghost is. The garden, well, this garden looks like this. They're also randomly generated. But in the garden there is this flower bed, that yeah, just enables me to get 5 flowers. So this is what you would describe as plants, flowers, flora, uh, something like that. And this is another one of the lure items that you can place down and see if the ghost does anything to it. You can hear this cat probably. I'm gonna eventually go and find it because the cat is also important. But now that I went into the garden, let me try to see if I can find stuff in the garden. I like, personally, in the garden to use vitamins. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's nothing in here. Because a lot of the... oh, okay. See, that's the aggressive music I was talking about. So now the ghost will not be able to be calmed down. You can jump down this well, and it might do things, or not. I'm not gonna spoil that for you. So I'm not gonna jump into the well. This is a failed attempt anyway. So, because the ghost is super angry now, I know for sure that I cannot scream at it to make it go away. So basically, rip. Rest in peace, fall damage 3 and 2. This is not going to go well for you. Okay, I'm gonna still try to get more things happening. I want to at least find the haunted room and start the ritual, like summoning ritual, so that I can show you what it looks like and then describe to you how you would get the information. There is the cat. Try to describe how to get the information that that is required from you. Okay, let's look into this bath. There seems to be nothing in here. I found only 3 evidence, and I found only 2 murder weapons. This is terrible because I spent so much time standing around and not actually looking. Okay, the kitchen. This kitchen is great because it always has a ton of items. Because there's a ton of possible item spawning locations, so just by pure math, there's always the most items in this room. Okay, I found 2. I was expecting more, but 2 is fine. So this is a page from Bertha's diary about young John and their habit of stealing jam. She calls them an innocent cub, very instinctive, especially when it comes to paintings. Much to Bertha's surprise, the child had an iron stomach, couldn't be poisoned, and kept hiding food around, couldn't be starved to death. Amazing. This guy really liked his food, the little guy. I mean, I guess he had a habit of stealing jam, so it makes sense. Sometimes these stories coincidentally make like an extra amount of sense, and it's always great. It warms my heart to witness this happening. Okay, what key did I find? Basement key. We could go to the basement. At this point, my only goal is to find the haunted room and see some ghostly interactions that have transpired in it, or watch or show you guys the interactions, I guess. So this is one of the entrances to the basement. There's another one at the end of that hall, which I don't know. I haven't actually looked in the rooms over here. I don't think, right? Yeah, this is a room that I haven't been in. So let's go in here really quickly. You can go up. Oh, there is a dirty pillow on top of the bookshelf. Indicates smothering. So we have another cause of death, which is good. But of course, we will not be... Okay, I spoiled myself the contents of the next room. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna not look at it. I'm gonna go in. And this room does not need any more dolls in it, is what I'm saying. I'm gonna use the vitamins and then leave to see, close the door, see if there's any items in there. There are items in there. Right, so I guess we have to navigate. This is a very, very creepy room, and I really don't want to spoil what's in here. I have... Okay, there it is. Evidence! This is an article from a tabloid about the famous acute writer Nell Fawcett. Fawcett is described as a well-known figure and enthusiast of plants, lover of marionettes, Hellsent nemesis, very cold-blooded, couldn't be scared to death, and would not allow any guns near them. So, couldn't be shot. Also, I think all the lights just went out. Because, yeah, the lights just went out. The ghost will do that. Right, let's go to the basement. I think the basement might be where the ghost actually resides. Because I haven't seen many evidence or much evidence of paranormal activity upstairs, so I'm thinking maybe downstairs at the basement. It's very dark in the basement. Oh, yeah, there is already a ghost. Okay, so if you feel the presence near you, you need to run and hide behind some closed doors. There is this basement is tough because there is not very many doors. But there is this one closet that you can always go for to hide. Oh, yeah, the ghost is right there. You know what? I'm gonna just put these things down. So maybe he will interact with them. It does not matter. The writing on the wall, that's paranormal activity. So the ghost was in the basement after all. We have first piece of evidence that the ghost is nearby in the basement. We could always try to hold these items that we have as well. I mean, the ghost is super angry, so... Oh god. Okay, well, the lights went out again. The lights went out when I was holding a pillow, so it might indicate that the pillow had something to do with it, but it doesn't necessarily have to. Right. I don't know that this does anything. Okay, I think it's time to leave. Okay, no, don't throw this on the ground, please. Okay, I haven't even looked at the rooms of the basement properly, because this is the hallway of the basement. Oh, wow! Oh! That was a hallucination that you can have. Okay, that's that had just... Oh god, oh god, oh god, what's punching me? Okay, well, and there's chairs that are overturned in here. I think this is probably the haunted room. There's also... I saw some things. Yeah, there's evidence in this room. Tom Johnson, concierge, described as an honest fellow, strong, always loyal, astute at times. What did I just see? Able to climb like a cat, immune to falling, excellent swimmer, immune to drowning. I think somebody had that combination already. That's curious. I thought I saw some sparkles. I don't know if you noticed, but items do sparkle when they're not picked up. That's to help you find them in the dark. Oh, evidence. Also, okay, let's read the evidence first. This is alibis already. This is the first alibi. So Nell and Mabel are not the killer. This is the easiest alibi to get because yeah, it just gives you two names. So Nell was that. Sometimes things happen. So this is the thing that happened. And now... Okay, I think this might have been the haunted room, right? So let me place down some of these lure items in here, actually, to see if maybe that helps finding out who that was. And I will proceed investigating. There's a rat in this coal chute. Okay, there's a sewer. I will... Okay, I've already done that, and there is an item in the sewer, which means I will have to go into this dark water. It's just fantastic. Okay, it's upstairs. I know it's dark. It's dark for me too. Okay, there's a piece of evidence in here as well. So an innocent cub accompanied the aunt to the diplomatic trip to Sweden. So the little the innocent cub is usually the one that's just a kid. So John. So not John, not Mabel, and not Nell. See, this is where this comes in handy. So we know that killer is and who exactly? It could be Tom. It could be Bertha or Gilbert. Tom, Bertha, or Gilbert. Tom, Bertha, or Gilbert. So that's the information that we have so far. If we figure out what the murder weapon is, I mean, yeah, let's try if we can. So holding this, I could go into the bed with this to confirm or deny, but I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to spoil it in the general playthrough. What happens if you go into the bed with the proper murder weapon in your hand? I don't think this is the one. I think I'm gonna try the eerie mask. And this is all the ones I have, so I might not ever know which one was the proper one. The music breaks if you go into notebook, because the game pauses when you go into the notebook. This is something that Minecraft does. You could fix that by opening your server to LAN, or playing multiplayer, I guess also will just fix that. Okay, I'm holding this, and nothing seems to be happening per se, so I'm gonna guess that this is not the cause of death, which means I do not know the cause of death. That's fine. That's fine. Let me leave. Let me leave and see if the ghost interacted with anything in this rat hiding underneath there. If the ghost interacted with any of this. He did. Oh, Jam and dolls. Okay, hide in the closet. He interacted with Jam and the dolls, which means we can actually know who it was. Who was into Jam and dolls? Jam, Flora, no. Puppets and Jam and dolls. Mabel. Mabel is the victim. Okay, so we've got that. Mabel is victim. What do we know? Oh god, it's dark again. What do we know about Mabel? Mabel couldn't be strangled or drowned. And that's pretty much what we know. And we knew that she wasn't the killer, so that did not eliminate any options in that regards. Okay, this rat also scared me. Right. I know that there is a glowing orb over there, but I know what this is. This is a spare key to the basement, because you can technically get in here. Yeah, the music is still angry, unfortunately. Right, I'm gonna assume that this is the haunted room. I'm gonna light up all these candles. It is not necessary. Oh god, okay. Run. Run. Oh, I'm going to be dead. I'm going to be dead. I'm going to be dead. Oh, the ghost left. The ghost left in a speck of time. Okay, this is the haunted room. You see? This room has seen murder most foul. Right-click the green tick on your hotbar to summon the ghost. There's a ghost in my kitchen in my real life. I just... never mind. You can do this only once. So... I have this summon ghost ability now that I've summoned. Yeah. So let's do this. I'm going to fail because I only know one thing of the 3 questions that he's going to ask me. Technically, I found 2 objectives because I located the room, but I don't know anything else. But I'm going to do it. And oh, curious. This is broken. I guess it's because of Optifine. There should be a pattern here, the same as the ritual on the ground, but I guess this is broken. So yeah, Optifine bad, apparently. Right, who am I? Asks the spirit, and we can answer that because we know that this is... Okay, I forgot who this. Good thing. Mabel is victim. Good thing I've taken notes. Mabel. Good. How did I die? Okay. Well, we know that she wasn't strangled. And what else wasn't she? I don't remember. I mean, you could try to guess. Mabel, okay, didn't drown. So wasn't strangled, wasn't drowned, didn't die from a heart attack, from falling, and from smothering. That's a lot of options. We could still narrow it down, because we know that Tom, Berta, or Gilbert are killers. One of them is the killer. But it just stopped. So Gilbert was a smart killer. Berta was not. Well, that doesn't give us anything. So there was a chance to narrow it down, but there isn't. Right. And Tom was. Oh, Tom was also astute. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that it was a smart killer. So the options that we have is dogs, trap, scorpion, hypnosis, infection, poison. There's a lot of options. There's a ton of options. Wait, okay, I'm gonna go with dogs, and I am incorrect. So, this has been the failed attempt to banish the ghost as I'm watching the ghost approach to me in horror. And I have been consumed by the endless horror of the void. I've returned from my mission without success. I will never truly know what happened in the Redmoore mansion. Not until I try again, and it's gonna be a different story. But that is how you play it. You need to find evidence, analyze it, find where the ghost could be, and summon it, and try to answer its question. If you do answer its questions correctly, it will see that there is nothing tethering him to the mystery is gone, so he could abandon the mansion, and you succeed, and you win the contract. But you could try again to win again, because it's fun, because it's randomly generated. You could do this infinitely. I hope this clears out some of the mechanics, because I mean, you do need to read the research room for extra details, but I think this will at least give you something to go on. So I will see you in the Discord where you will ask me questions, and I will answer them potentially. So thanks for watching. Fallout. Bye bye.